I've got one that can see.
We are surrounded with symbols in our homes, on our televisions, and in industry. We have assembled this page to help you understand the symbols around you, which in time will enable you to understand an entirely new language. One that is being spoken continually without the knowledge of the sheeple. We encourage you to send us any logos or other symbols you find in your research so we may add them to this page. Lucent Technologies. Just the name alone should scare you. It has been rumored to stand for Lucifer's enterprise, but combined with the symbol we have an amazingly bold statement. This red ring of fire clearly implies Luciferian philosophy at work in the minds of the corporate heads of Lucent. These symbols all point to the same message. The fire of knowledge. Lucent uses many other symbolic names in their products and programming languages. NBC Broadcasting. The tail feathers of the peacock represent the various colors of the spectrum, or light. This light we have come to know is representative of being illumined or all-knowing. Another thinly veiled sun symbol. For more on the symbolism of the peacock, Google Melek Taos. The Apple Computer Corporation. Yes, even the folks at Apple are guilty of this type of esoteria. What we see here is the forbidden fruit of the Garden of Eden. Clearly the fruit has been sampled, and we must infer from this that our friends at Apple have great knowledge of the Luciferian philosophy and are working their way towards being gods. This gnosis is what Satan promised Adam and Eve, isn't it? Apple also claims Newton as one of the gentlemen that inspired them, but the bite out of the apple clearly indicates a different meaning than the famous apple that hit Newton in the head. Other rumors have it that Steve Jobs worked in an apple orchard, and combined with his love for the Beatles who recorded on the Apple record label, chose this symbol as his own. Also note the Powered by Darwin logo straight from Apple. Monsanto. Take special notice of the emphasized AG in their imagined wordmark. AG, of course, representing the periodic table of elements symbol for silver. Representative, perhaps, of the as-yet incomplete process of alchemy. We are silver now, not yet the gold enlightened beings, turning lead into gold. The transmutation of the ignorant human, the base ape, in other words, the lead into the god of modern man, the gold in the alchemical mystery religion. This is a classic use of the pyramid as a symbol of the illumined man. Their animated version shows a point of light traveling from the bottom left of the image to the top of the pyramid, where it then twinkles. This pyramid seems to include the boat of Isis in gold as well, or perhaps even the entire pyramid if inverted. While the exoteric meaning of alchemy has always been turning lead into gold, the esoteric has always meant turning man into God, the satanic philosophy found in the book of Genesis known today as secular humanism. Sun life. There are literally hundreds of companies using the sun as their symbol. Don't you think they'd all be screaming lawsuit if there wasn't a common principle that they all shared? Here we see what appears to be the earth protected by the glorious rays of illumination from the sun. Are you beginning to understand? Why aren't all of these companies that use this sun symbol suing each other in court over copyright infringement? It's because they are all conscious of their choice of this symbol as a way to speak to each other through occult, hidden language. These symbols speak volumes without ever using a single word. CBS Broadcasting. This is one of the easy ones to interpret. What you're looking at here is none other than the famous all-seeing eye, the same symbol seen on the back of the U.S. $1 bill at the top of the pyramid, also known as the Eye of Horus. Shell Corporation. The shell seen here is similar to the NBC Peacock logo. Both represent the sun and its rays. These rays of light represent the esoteric knowledge that man can become God through scientific knowledge. Absent from all of this philosophy is a spirituality and a supreme creator being. When anything of the sort is mentioned, it is understood by the illumined that it is allegory only. Trust us, folks. This is all intentional. Luce's trust. A pyramid-shaped sunburst in the center of a radiant glowing circle representing once again the levels of initiation and the light of knowledge. Definitely consciously implied light and sun symbols. This overtly obvious Masonic symbol is no longer available on their website. We see the Eye of the Sun, or the Eye of Horus, looking down at the world from its vantage point atop a pyramid. This is an indication that the all-knowing ones are watching the entire planet from their elevated illumined state. Boutique seduction. Use of the apple here indicates, of course, the same apple that Apple Computer is using. In this case, a sex shop in Montreal, Canada, uses this as their logo to glamorize and normalize graphic sexuality, and by extension, the fall of man. Columbia TriStar. Note the use of the Statue of Liberty, a woman wearing a corona of light, the sun. Symbolic of Isis, she is holding a lit torch representing knowledge. Paramount Studios. A radiant circle of stars surrounds the pinnacle of the mountain, which is a substitute for the classic pyramid structure generally more often used. Still, we have the same basic principles at work here, a symbol of the initiate, who is the grandest one. Perhaps the other peaks represent other initiates who have not yet attained perfection.
Satan is represented as Prometheus. Prometheus, remember, was the bolt of lightning flung from the sky, is the messenger in the ancient mythology. The gift of fire to man, by the bolt represented by the bolt of lightning striking a tree, is the representation of the gift of intellect and the beginning of everything that has followed hence. For without fire there would be no civilization, there would be no industry, there would be no society, there would be nothing. And some ancient man, according to this ancient mystery religion of Babylon, saw this lightning, saw Prometheus bring this gift and strike the tree, which began to burn, took a branch, and learned how to keep that fire alive. And even today, ladies and gentlemen, even today in the modern mystery religions, there is the ceremony of maintaining the eternal flame, the flame that is never allowed to die upon the altar. It was in ancient Mesopotamia, ancient Assyria, ancient Egypt, ancient Rome, and it is today. In fact, the adepts of this mystery religion scoff at us as they maintain the eternal flame burning upon the sacrificed king whom they killed in Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas, on November the 22nd, 1963, John F. Kennedy.
Esso Exxon Corporation. The lion has always been a symbol of the initiate in the mystery schools. We wonder if the tiger Exxon uses is a derivative of this. According to their website, they have no idea where the symbol came from. The masses are referred to as sheep or cattle, while the illumined one is the king of the jungle, the lion. Mobil makes extensive use of Pegasus as well in their brand labeling. Some have claimed the Exxon X's are a blatant symbol of the double cross, Ronald McDonald House. This Toronto charity, sponsored by the McDonald's fast food chain, shows a dominant sun symbol. Also note the use of the number 13 in their logo. Budweiser used a style of the letter B to display this same number. General Motors. While their symbol seems pretty innocent, Look at the names of many of the motor vehicles they manufacture: Pontiac, Sunfire, Firebird, Lumina, Saturn. They also tout OnStar as one of their proudest options. The blue sun is probably due to corporate color restrictions, with the bright white star of the morning Lucifer. To be fair, GM isn't the only one to think Mazda. Do you know who Mazda was? Ford Taurus, and many, many others. These are all symbols of something, people. Wake up. You're being tricked.
I am the chosen one.
Talk about a fish story. Man, and they're buying it. Outbreak of the different Pandora virus is spreading
They're buying it. They're buying it.
One day, Jesus is coming. You may be at church. You may be at work. You may be asleep. God grant that you will be ready when he makes his personal appearance. My God, what if his appearance occurs on a Sunday morning? My prophetic word to you this morning is get ready.